Okay, so we're going to solve systems of equations by elimination, and this time we're going to look at when we have different coefficients. So first thing we want to do is we're going to pick which variable we want to eliminate. So once we've decided which variable we're eliminating, we can multiply by the coefficient of each equation. This will get us the same number on both variables, or on both equations, so that way we can eliminate. From there, add or subtract based on whether same sign or opposites. And then we plug back in to find our other variable. So remember, always write your answer as an ordered pair because this is a point where these two lines cross. It's not just an X and a Y, it is a point. All right, looking at this first one here. So some tricks that I see that help when we're looking at these to make it easier, we're gonna look for, do we have a coefficient of 1? So in this case we do. So I'm gonna multiply the bottom equation by 1, and then I'm gonna multiply the top equation by 2. And I'm not gonna worry about positive and negative numbers on this, we're just gonna do the positive numbers. So 2 times 4x gives me 8x. 2 times 1y gives me 2y. And 2 times 15 gives me 30. When I multiply 1 through on the bottom equation, really not going to change anything at all, right? 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. And 1 times negative 5 is negative 5. So now that I have the same number on my y's, right? I've got 2 on both. I can add these two equations together. So 8 plus negative 3 is 5. 2 plus negative 2 is 0, canceling out. And 30 plus negative 5 is 25. Divide both sides by 5, and I get x is equal to 5. So we've got x, we can go back and find y. I'm going to use the top equation, so we get 4 times 5 plus 1y, or just y, equals 15. Well, 4 times 5 is 20, plus y equals 15. Subtract 20 on both sides, and I get y is equal to negative 5. So my solution for this problem, or this system, is 5, negative 5. Okay, let's look at the next. So now on this one, it doesn't really necessarily matter. I could eliminate the x or the y because I've got 1 on both of these, right? So I'm going to choose to eliminate the x's. So that means I'm going to multiply the bottom one by 1. And I'm going to multiply the top one by 2. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. And 2 times 4 is 8. Whew. Then we're going to do the second one. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2x. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2y. And 1 times negative 4 is negative 4. So since we're eliminating the x's, they're opposite signs, so I'm adding together. So 2 plus negative 2 gives me 0, canceling those out. Negative 2 plus negative 2 gives me negative 4. 8 plus negative 4 gives me 4. Now we're dividing both sides by the negative 4 that's with the y, and I get y is equal to negative 1. So now that I have y, I need to go back and find x. So again, it does not matter which of the two equations I use. I'm going to pick the top one again. So x minus y equals 4. And we found out that y is a negative 1. So we get x minus a negative 1, which really is the same thing as saying x plus 1. Subtract 1 on both sides, and I get x is equal to 3. So my solution for this one is 3, negative 1. All right, so now what do we do if we don't have a coefficient that's 1? Well, we're just going to pick one of the two equations, and we are going to multiply both equations by the opposite coefficient. So looking at this, let's go ahead and eliminate the y's on this one. So that means I'm going to multiply the bottom one by 4. Again, I could eliminate the x's, and that would be a perfectly logical step. So since I'm multiplying the bottom one by 4, I'm going to multiply the top by 3. So 3 times 2x gives me 6x. 3 times 4 gives me 12y, and 3 times negative 3 gives me negative 9. Same thing with the bottom. 4 times 6 is 24x. 4 times 3 is 12y, and 4 times 18 is 72. Now, since we're eliminating the y's, that's what we decided, we have to subtract our two equations. So 6 plus a negative 24, 6 minus 24 gives me negative 18x. 12 minus 12 gives me 0, canceling each other out. Then negative 9 minus 72 gives me a negative 81. Now we're going to divide both sides by negative 18, and I'm going to get x is equal to 4.5. So we can have a decimal. This is one reason why graphing isn't always the easiest to use. So I've got x is equal to 4.5. Okay, we're going to plug back in, and again, does not matter which one. I'm going to work with the top one. So we're going to do 2 times 4.5 plus 4y equals negative 3. Well, 2 times 4.5, is 9. So we get 9 plus 4y equals negative 3, minus 9 on both sides. We get 4y is equal to, well, negative 3 minus 9 gives me a negative 12. Dividing both sides by 4, I get y is equal to negative 3. So my solution for this is 4.5 and negative 3. Okay, let's do one more together. So I've got negative 8x plus 2y equals 16, and 12x plus 3y equals 0. Okay, so I'm going to choose to eliminate the x's on this one. I know it's going to give us a little bit of some big numbers to work with, but that's okay. So that means the top one is going to be multiplied by 12. And our bottom equation is going to be multiplied by 8. Again, I don't really need to worry about the positives and negatives. All right, so we get 12 times 8. So 12 times negative 8 gives me a negative 96x. 12 times 2 gives me 24y. And 12 times 16 equals 192. Again, like I said, we're going to work with some big numbers, but that's okay. All right, so now we're going to do 8 times 12, which is 96. 8 times 3, which is 24. And 8 times 0 is 0. Okay, so now we said we were eliminating the x's. All right, so since these are opposite signs, we can add our two equations together. So negative 96 minus 96 gives me 0. 24 plus 24 is 48. So we get 48y equals, 196. I apologize. I spoke that. Or sorry, 192. I mistyped here, guys. I apologize. 192 plus 0 is 192. Okay, now we're going to divide both sides by 48. And we get y is equal to 4. So we have y, now we need to do x. I'm going to use the 12x plus 3y equation. And we get 12x plus 3 times 4 equals 0. So we get 12x plus 12 equals 0, minus 12 on both sides. We get 12x equals negative 12. Divide both sides by 12. And we get x is equal to negative 1. So my solution is negative 1. All right. You can try the last example on your own. And I will see you in the next.